guys, it's Charyl here from Planner with a Praise. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. And if you've been here before, then welcome back. And I hope that by now you are a part of the Praise team. If you're not, it's okay for now, but I ask that during this video, if you see anything that is useful, helpful, or just downright creative, that you go ahead and hit that like button and follow it by hitting that subscribe button. In today's video, my friends, I am going to be having a conversation with you about my current planner situation. So right now what I am doing is I am just flipping through some pages of my personal planner to allow you to see what's been going on with me during the last quarter of 2021. My current planner is the Happy Planner Big, and I started using it in October. Prior to that, I was using the Happy Planner Classic, which I absolutely love, but I was able to nab this huge, big Happy Planner Teacher Edition for pennies on a dollar, and so I said, you know what, Charyl, let's give it a try. And so for that reason, I switched from my classic Happy Planner to the Happy Planner Big. So I am here in December and I only have a couple of weeks to go. And then I'm going to move on to a different planner so you can see what has been going on with the next planner in my life. So let me just pause for a minute just to give emphasis and attention to these blank pages. The week of December 13th, I was not able to do any writing in this particular planner. However, during my most busy times of any given week, I turn to this book. This is what I consider my planner companion. And in my planner companion, I use it to write down any to-do list during a given day. So here on April 29th, I created a to-do list of the things that needed immediate attention. Now, I will tell you that even though I write down in my planner companion, it does not mean that I fail to write down in my personal planner. This is just an extension of my planner, and it allows me to write more detailed notes on a very busy day or on any given very busy week. So this is my planner companion. The next planner that I'm drawing to your attention is my social media planner. This is a planner that I received from one of my coworkers, and also she is a subscriber to my channel. And I decided when I first started my YouTube channel that I would go ahead and use this planner that she gave me. If I recall correctly, this is a planner that she purchased on clearance at Target. It is undated, and I have to tell you that I do enjoy working in this planner. As a social media planner, I write down any of my planning ideas. I also write down my video schedule, and I also make sure that I am keeping record of the days, the dates that I am uploading my YouTube content. So as I continue to share with you what's going on in this planner, I want to also tell you that although you are able to capture some of the pages with tons and tons of writing, there are also a number of pages that are completely blank. So this video is titled My Truth About Having Multiple Planners for a Reason. And it's because I wanted to share with you, to me, having multiple planners can be complicated. Trying to juggle all the planners that you have in your life requires time and attention. So I'm just going to continue to allow you to take a snapshot of my social planner. And here we are again in June 2021, and you will see that I did some writing, and on this month at a glance, I wrote down my work schedule because it lets me know that these are the days that I am not able to film. And then I actually wrote on certain dates that I cannot film. Not sure why. The other thing that you may notice as you're going through this planner with me, the pages most used are the month at a glance pages. And then as I go through the weekday pages, they have a tendency to be completely blank or very loosely used. So I'm going to go ahead and move to October 2021 so that you could see what I had going on here. And like I had forestated, my pages during the week are loosely used, if used at all. And it looks like October, they were used more than other months during the year. Moving on to November, I wrote some notes here on the left, and the very last page of every month has a note section. It's just one page where you could jot down notes. And then here we are in November. And now I'm going to move to what should be December. And if you see here, I didn't even get a chance to organize or write down in my month at a glance not one date. So that is my planner that I use for keeping up with my social media. Now this planner, my friends, is what I like to call my Friday date planner. This is my financial planner, and the reason why I call it my date planner is because I have a date with this planner almost every single Friday, because Fridays is the day that I designate to do the family billing and banking. So most recently, I created this page here, and it's just a divider where I'm able to keep my important financial information. Here I'm able to keep stamps when I have them. Here is some sticky notes, and so this is just a very functional page that I happen to love, because when I start my billing on Fridays, I pull out this divider, and whatever is in here, I put to the side, and I work from this divider, whether I have to jot down notes or draw my attention to pay a bill or something that is in this folder down here. So this divider does have a pocket. Here is another folder, and on the back of this folder I do keep some receipts. So as I go through the pages of this planner, you will be able to see that this planner is used very, very regular. There is a lot of writing and a lot of additional inserts that are going into this planner on a regular basis. The other thing you may not have noticed is that there is only 3 months in my planners at a time, just because it allows me to add additional accessories to my planner without my planner becoming overwhelming and heavy. Also, pay attention to the fact that not only do I use my month at a glance, but I am also using the week at a glance in my financial planner. One thing that doesn't happen in any of my planners, or at least I will admit that it happens very rare, is my dashboards rarely get used. Not really sure why. It probably has a lot to do with me using my planner companion for any additional writing and details that I need to make during the month or during the week, and mostly during the day. So as I flip through this planner here, which is also an additional social media planner, I'm going to go ahead and share with you what I consider the truth about having multiple planners, or at least having multiple planners for myself. At the beginning of the year, I made a decision to use 4 planners for 2021. And I took the time to go ahead and set them up so that they would be completely functional, my friends. And when I tell you that each planner that I set up is functional, I mean that I even set up table of contents in my planners. I made sure that I had the proper accessories in my planners. I even added pen loops to each planner so that I would always have a writing tool when I am pulling that planner and using it. So they were set up for purpose and for function, and I was able to do just that. I made sure that even certain planners of mine had note sections so that I can write down notes as they pertain to what was going on in that planner. I even made sure that when I sectioned off these planners that they were perfect for my use. So for example, when I created my note section, I made sure that my note section would go towards the front of my planner because in my experience, when I had my note section towards the back of a planner, I would forget that it was there, even with the note tab being intact. So when I tell you that I created 4 planners that were completely functional, completely set up for optimal use, I mean it in all sincerity. So as I am going through this social media planner, I am actually going through this section right now where I was able to write down scripts for certain videos. I even sectioned off a money section so that when I was doing videos about budgeting, about financing, about how to get out of debt, I would be able to go directly to that section to see the notes that I have. This planner also has an idea tab, and it is where I would write down any ideas that I had for upcoming videos. So there you go. Here at the top tab right here, here is another section that says video ideas. And I have written down some video ideas. And then lastly, guys, I have the business education section of this planner where I write down things that I have learned that would help me with my YouTube channel and along with branding and things that would help me jumpstart my very, very small business. I do have one more planner to show you. And as I'm going through this planner, I'm also going to share with you some additional information about my truths concerning multiple planners. So this is my planner that I use to keep track of all of the crafting and me time activities that I enjoy profusely. Here is my section for reading, and here I did create a reading log here on my right hand side. And let's continue to go on, and you will see that some of these pages are completely blank. So recently, as I was thinking about how I wanted to enter 2022 regarding my planners, I was going through all of my planners and just, looking at what happened with me and my planners throughout the year. And one thing that I learned is that using multiple planners is not for me, because while my 4 planners are set up for optimal use, one thing that is missing is my attention to each of these planners. The planner that gets used the most is my personal planner and my financial planner. And so my truth is that having multiple planners is for the micro organized personality, which is not me, my friends. I am what I like to call uber organized, but to say that I'm a micro organizer is far from the truth. When it comes to planning, I find that 2 planners is more than enough for me to manage. One thing that really bothered me the most during 2022 is how little attention I paid to the planner that I am flipping through right now. There are pages and pages and pages of blank sheets that have not been used. And it's not because this planner is not set up properly, it's because I just was not able to manage more than 2 planners. When I set up this planner, I called it my activity planner, and the main purpose for this planner was for me to be able to really keep track of the different crafts that I was doing and how much time I was spending on any given craft. And just take a look. Most of the pages here are blank. Not because it's set up incorrectly, but because what was missing from this planner was the time that I was able to spend with it. When I did use this planner, it was mostly for this section right here that says private. In that private section, I have addresses and phone numbers of my dear friends and family members. And so when I need to send a letter, when I need to send a card, when I need to call and say, hey girl, hey, what's going on? I would go to that section just to write down an address or apply a new number or a number to my phone. The other thing I learned about having multiple planners is how much time they take when you decide to modify your planner throughout the year. I am having to take time to recreate it, not because it's not functioning properly, but over time you may get bored, or I should say I may get bored with, say, for example, the cover. I may want to change the cover. I may decide that a folder needs to be taken out of the planner because it's starting to get raggedy, or for whatever reason. Managing each planner takes time, and it's time that I can be using to actually create plans. I never want to become that planner babe that spends time reorganizing planners instead of making plans. I never want to be that planner babe that has multiple planners, but only 1 or 2 are getting the attention that they need. I don't want to be that planner babe that has more planners that they can deal with. And so as a result, I have planners that are sitting in my craft room, sitting in my kitchen, sitting in my dining room, and just not getting used. To me, that is money wasted, because when we think about how much money it is costing us to make purchases on some of these planners, along with accessories, a planner without accessories is about $35. Now, granted, for me, I am a coupon shopper and I am also a sale shopper. So having said that, the average cost of any planner in my stash is around $20. But let me ask you this. How many $20 bills would you allow to just sit around your house on the shelf, on the table, in the kitchen, in the craft room, and you wouldn't use that $20? I have a problem with that. When I think about my truth of having multiple planners, I have to be honest with myself and say, Sha-rel, it's time to pull back so that you are spending more time creating plans and using your time more wisely than trying to force yourself into committing to a planner knowing that it's too overwhelming. Multiple planners are good for the micro organizer who needs to have more detail to organize their life. For me, at this juncture in my life, I am learning that in this stage of my life, I don't need to have multiple planners. I want to go back real quick to my activity planner and just show you one of the sections that I had etched out for this planner. And it was a section for TV guides. And while it sounded really ideal, and I totally enjoyed creating this page, as I look back and really give thought to this TV guide, I don't need to plan what shows I'm watching and when. Not only do I not need to do that, but guess what? If I'm spending time writing down my TV guide time, I no longer have time to watch the show. Also, too, what was very disappointing to this avid reader before you is I took the time at the beginning of the year to eke out a reading log section in my activity planner. And guys, I read 2 books in 2021 because I was doing my best to manage 4 planners. 4. And only 2 really got the attention that they deserved. And that was my personal planner and my financial planner. Because I was trying so hard to commit to additional planners, it took away my reading time. I typically read 10 to 12 books a year. I read 2. I also want to draw your attention to the faith section of this planner. February 1st, 2021. Blank, blank, more blank. I'm not going to turn any more pages. But much like the reading section, even though I read my Bible daily, I found myself having to meditate on the Word of God throughout the day rather than just writing down things that I learned. Why did I choose not to write down what I learned during my scripture reading? Well, sad to say, I felt that it had to be written in my faith section of my planner that was downstairs in my craft room under other books that I have not touched in weeks or months. And reaching for this planner to jot something down just sounded like too much work for me. And so it went blank. So I'm here to tell you in this video, the truth is, unless you have a micro-organizing personality, you don't need to have a lot of planners to stay organized. You don't need a lot of planners to write down your daily task, your weekly task. What I'm learning is that I can return to franking planning, and I will do a complete video on what franking planning is and how it can work for the person that only needs 1 or 2 planners in their life to stay organized, I will do a video to help you learn more about Franken planning. And my plan is to return to that in 2022. One thing I do want to make clear before I close out this video is that I am not downing anyone who has multiple planners. In fact, one of the people I follow on YouTube, I believe she has 11 planners that she works from, and that's great, but that's for her. It's not for me. So what I want to leave with you in today's video is, as you approach 2022, please make sure that you are choosing a planner system and you are choosing the right number of planners that work for you. What works for Charyl may not work for Christine or Stacy or Geneva. It may not work for them. So please, as you are watching your planner content creators, make sure that in the forefront of your mind, you are constantly asking yourself, will what I am seeing work for me? What you are seeing on our channels is really there to enhance and to help and encourage your own pattern of thought and help you cultivate what is working for you. And one thing that I learned in 2021 is that 4 planners does not work for me. Having 4 planners in my life was too much to manage. Having 4 planners in my life kept me from planning in certain areas of my life because I was spending too much time organizing my planner. Having 4 planners in my life took up physical real estate in my craft room. Having multiple planners may be good for some, but it wasn't good for me. So going forward on this channel, where creativity meets functionality, I don't see myself having more than 2 planners going into 2022. And I will be creating multiple sections, small sections, in that one planner. Guys, I really hope that what I've shared with you in today's video was helpful and useful, even though it may have lacked creativity. If you enjoyed the content of this video, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to learn more about Planner with a Praise, where creativity meets functionality, I encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is absolutely free. It takes less than a millisecond to hit that red subscribe button. Guys, enjoy the holiday. This is Charyl from Planner with a Praise, saying peace and blessings.